Yeah, welcome to another episode of Mrs. Z and Fifth with Zacchaeus and the Fifth General. What's going on, Zacchaeus?
Hey, it's good to be here. Good to be here. Another week for definitely.
Yeah,
for sure, man. Definitely, yeah, man.
So let's give our condolences to Marvelous Marvin Hagler. Zacchaeus, I'm gonna let you take the mic.
Well, those who don't know, he's a middleweight heavy. He was a middleweight heavyweight champion back in the from back in the late 70s, early 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Not from when he held the title. Let me tell you when he held the title. He held the title. He was one of broke record that held the title from 1980 to 1987.
Right.
So, but the biggest fight I remember as a little kid was when maybe I was like 12 years old, seeing Marvelous Marvin Hagler go against Sugar Ray. That was a saga right there. Right. That was a saga match right there. I was a little kid. They had a rematch too. That's one thing that Marvelous Marvin Hagler gonna be remembered for that fight. Mm-hmm. But the simple fact that he broke record as an undisputed middleweight champion from 1980 to that's a long time to hold a title from 1980 to 87. So my condolences go out to him, and he will be missed because Marvelous Marvin Hagler. When I heard the news, I was taken back because he's 66, and and most boxers training is that they're fit. But he hasn't boxed in a long time, and he turned 66. We didn't know that he was sick, but I just want to bring memory to him and celebrate his life, and I'm so happy that we mentioned him now because a lot of young people that don't know Marvelous Marvin Hagler, go look him up. The first thing you'll see when you go on YouTube, you might see the fight between him and Sugar Ray Leonard, or you might see, he did fight Thomas Hearns too around that time. But
he had the best first round. Him and Tommy Hearns had the best first round to this day. That was a slugfest just in that first round of boxing history, man.
Oh yeah, that was memories, man. I'm telling you. He was a slugger, Marvelous Marvin Hagler. You look at him as he looks intimidating, but my gosh, man. But him and Thomas Hurt, that was a great. I remember that. Yeah, you can look at it. You can look at that footage over and over again because it was such a great match to look at. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Man, my brother will be missed, man. Condolences to his family. Marvelous Marvin Hagler. He's a legendary boxer for middleweights, and also he did a few appearances on some shows too. He was also after boxing. He did one or two appearances, not so much, but he did some acting a little bit. But man, Marvin Hagler would be missed, man. It's just. You can't talk about boxing middleweight history unless you mention Marvelous Marvin Hagler. You can't do it. You don't know boxing if you don't mention him, So condolences to him, to his family, So yeah, man. R.I.P. my brother. Rest in peace. Bless. Yeah, man. And talking about greats, talking about legends, talking about greats, talking about legends. I want to give a nice birthday shout out to the legendary Quincy Jones. He's 88 years young. The legendary Quincy Jones. Man, let me tell you something. You got to know music history, Quincy Jones is in music history, man. I'm telling you. That's why we call him a living legend, because the thing is that he broke barriers. This man was involved in music since the late 50s, man, and mid to late 50s. until now. If you see old footages of Michael Jackson, you see him pose with Michael Madonna. He did so much. His catalog of work was he worked with so much. I remember him doing something with Tevin Campbell back in the early 90s. So for those who don't know Tevin Campbell, the R&B singer from back in the early 90s, man, look him up on YouTube. Tevin Campbell, great singer. Great singer, man. I mean, they don't make R&B like they used to. I mean, my gosh, But Quincy Jones, I want to give a nice warm shout out to, man. Yeah, those who don't know him, look him up. Quincy Jones. Yeah. Talking about music history, Quincy Jones is a living legend. So, yeah, happy birthday. Happy birthday. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So, a lot has been going on this past weekend, Lord.
Oh, yeah.
So, somebody's going to be mad at me, and that's all right. I can't please everyone, and I'm not trying to be a villain. I'm not trying to be a bad guy. So over whatever the heck day that was, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle was on Oprah. They had an interview. And they were talking about the royals and stuff like that. Just to kind of give some context. They left the country. They left the UK. They left the UK. I think they live in Canada now. I don't know where the heck they live at. I guess between Canada and America or whatever. And they have a son, Archie. For those who don't know, Meghan Markle is a retired actress. Maybe she'll get back into acting now that she's back on this side of the earth. But a retired actress, because that was one of the things that she was told to give up if she wanted to marry this man. Allegedly.
Wow.
She was on that show Suits, that was on USA for years. They had to write her character off when she got married to Prince Harry, right before they got married.
Yeah. So
Prince Harry is from the line of the royals of England. I mean, that's what they, Queen Elizabeth and them. That's what they call themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. She is a biracial woman. Her father's white and her mother's black. That's typically doesn't happen. Usually the father's black and the mother's white. But in this case, the mother's black.
Mm-hmm.
So they had an interview. And she said somebody in the royal family was talking about, how dark is this baby going to be if they have a kid together? Oprah was flabbergasted. I don't know why. I'm not surprised.
Yeah, she opened her mouth wide open. I seen her when she had her face reaction. I was like, oh, okay. She's surprised. Why I know, like, she's so in shock, but anyway.
Yeah. I don't know why she was so surprised. I mean, that doesn't surprise me. That doesn't surprise people like me and you. And you know what? She was warned. If you marry into that family, it might be like that movie Get Out, because that family's in a sunken place, right? And so,
yeah.
She was warned before that. She has another kid on the way. God bless her. Not to say anything bad about her, because enough of that has been going on by white supremacist media.
Right.
But I just want to say this to my sisters out there. Sisters, I've been seeing a lot of posts on social media of we must protect black women, or the black women are the most unprotected women on the planet, which I understand where that comes from. Malcolm X said that. I get that.
Yes.
But don't quote him to your advantage and then disregard this. Meghan Markle married into this family. She could have simply said no. She could have. But she married into this family. She chose. Well, he chose her in the sense of proposing. But in return of saying yes, that's her choosing him too. That's her consenting to being chosen. That's how marriage That's how consensual marriage typically works. The man holds the key to it. The woman takes the transaction and says, "Okay, yes, I will marry you." Okay, this wasn't an arranged marriage. This wasn't by force. Okay, so she married him for the many reasons that she wanted to. But what came with it, I guess she was oblivious to it. Sisters, you can't live black, marry white, and think you could escape racism. That doesn't work. Now, for the women listening, I know they're going to be like,
facts. Wow.
They're going to be like, well, what about black men? Look, we're not talking about black men. But to satisfy this, I will say this about black men. Black men, very quickly, some of y'all probably already know or don't know, but you can't live black and sleep white and think you're going to escape racism because you do that. So, yes, I'm an equal opportunity on the words that I speak. So this is for them, too.
Mm-hmm.
But Queen Elizabeth doesn't have a daughter that a black man married, so this is not the topic of discussion. Back to the sister. And she is a sister. She is. You know how? Because they acknowledge that she's a black woman. That white side is not white enough for them, according to what Meghan Markle said and what Harry said, because Harry agreed with what she uttered the same sentiments that Meghan proposed. He knows who said it. He just, she said, I'd like to not say it. Who said it? But Harry don't care, man. They talked about how, because of the things that are going on between the family, the strained relationship, that they no longer have security and stuff like that. So what we ended up finding out is that Tyler Perry, as far as basically gave them a safe haven in their house to lend them a hand. A black man did that, a wealthy black man, So this whole black woman not protected thing, I think it depends on who you're going to. I want to tell sisters who want that protection, who do you want that protection by? Do you want a black man to protect you? Do you want black women to protect you? Do you want non-black men to protect you? I mean, you're going to have to choose. Who you marry is who you choose to protect you. Right, Zacchaeus?
Hello. Beacon.
I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
So if you feel that Harry's not doing a good enough job of protecting her, then that's between her and her husband.
Right.
If sisters, if you're asking for black men to protect Meghan, she didn't choose a black man. She didn't.
Just simple as that. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure any respectable black man, if they saw Meghan in the street being accosted or whatever, or being disrespected, that we wouldn't just let anybody just disrespect her. Like, I mean, if we're talking in that sense, no, you don't have to. I don't think brothers would just let her just get wailed on and nothing like that. That's not right. What we're saying. But what we're saying is who you marry is who you choose to protect you. Don't the wedding vows say, do you protect and to hold and to what are some of those values? They say, Zacchaeus? Love, have, hold, and protect, right?
And have, hold, cherish,
love,
have, hold, and cherish until
death do you part. Right, and isn't protect one of those words in there too for the man?
Yes.
Some vows. Okay, so those are vows she made to him. So that's his job. That's who she chose. I'm just saying. I wish Meghan all the best because at the end of the day, she's a human being. So the believer in me wants safety for all of them. You know,
Right.
I have nothing bad to say, but I just want to say to sisters out there that, you know, this is why you have to be mindful of who you marry. Who you marry is also the family that you marry into.
That's right.
Ladies, you have to consider that. Men have to consider that too when they choose a wife. That you're marrying the wife, but the wife is attached to a family first. So you marry into that too.
That's
vice
right.
versa. It works both ways.
A lot of people make that mistake, you know, and they figure that, well, I marry her only. No, you're not only marrying her, you're marrying the family too.
Right.
Yeah.
And then to not be the dead horse, some of the backlash that you're seeing. Piers Morgan on Good Morning Britain got blasted by a co-host because he said, yo, you know, you just mad because Shorty, you know, didn't go out with you for drinks and she ended up with Harry. So, you know, she overstepped you and now you on air salty. You know what I'm saying? And then Sharon Osbourne was on the talk. That's Ozzy Osbourne's wife, for those who don't know. Probably should know by now. She's pretty popular too.
Yeah.
You know, she got on there defending Piers Morgan, because that's her friend, and she came off. You know, she came off as a suspected. She came off having suspected white supremacist views when defending Piers Morgan and the Royals. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I didn't see any protection there for Meghan there. I didn't see any empathy for Meghan there, Meghan Markle. I didn't see that.
Yeah.
You know? And her and Cheryl Underwood had a little back and forth. Cheryl Underwood held her composure and had the utmost, handled herself with so much class. And let me tell you something about Cheryl. Let me tell you something about Cheryl Underwood. Let me tell you something about Cheryl Underwood. Cheryl Underwood had every right to snap back at Sharon Osbourne with the tone that she had with her. I know a lot of people are applauding her for being calm because her being calm she basically played chess with Sharon. Her being calm put the intention on Sharon exposing herself and how she really feels. Because if Cheryl Underwood would have got upset, then the media would have shifted to Cheryl being the quote-unquote typical angry black woman. So I understand why she kept her composure. You know what I'm saying? But why is it that black women have to hold themselves back in order to appear more, calm in a situation where herself was being attacked because she told her not to cry. Don't you cry. You know, it was basically Sharon's moment of saying, I'm the victim here, not you, when you're not a victim at all. Wow. Meghan Markle's the victim.
Exactly.
How do we get to that? You personalized and brought it on you.
Trying victim.
Yeah. And when really Meghan was the victim here, Meghan and Harry. You know what I'm saying? Mainly Meghan, because Meghan talked about how she had suicidal thoughts and, you know, and all this type of stuff, all this, the stuff that she was going through in the treatment. You know, you got to respect, you got to respect the woman, man. Respect her. There wasn't no respect there. I mean, I'm just saying, you know? So, but back to Cheryl Underwood. Cheryl Underwood had every right to say whatever she wanted against Sharon Osbourne, and she didn't. So,
and she didn't. You know, big up to Cheryl Underwood, man, for real.
Yeah. But you know what?
I applaud her, man.
When Sharon got upset yelling, but the media won't call her angry white woman. They won't call her what do they say these days? A Karen. You know what I mean? They're not applying those words to her when she was clearly at a line. And that's the unfair treatment of black women and white women in society. Same thing, you know, with black men and white men. You know, as a black man, you know, if you even put on a mean face before your word comes out your mouth, you're the angry black man. But when a white man has those same sentiments and angers, he's called passionate. So, sisters, I want you to understand something. You know, brothers and sisters are in the same boat. That's the point I'm trying to get to. We in the same boat.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
So I don't want sisters now coming at black men for not coming to Meghan Markle's aid because, number one, she's married. She married who she married. She married the person that she's supposed to be protected by. That's her choice.
That's her choice.
So, you know, nah, man.
Oh man.
I'm sorry, Zacchaeus. I just
come to her aid.
I just wanted to make that clear because I think it's. I'm gonna use another example. Remember the whole Tory Lanez and Meg Thee Stallion situation.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I can't forget that.
Remember how a lot of sisters were saying, because they quoted what she said, because she said black women are not protected. Meanwhile, when talking to the police, she didn't give anybody up who shot her. So a lot of sisters out there uttered what she said and was blaming black men for in mass for not protecting Meghan. And that wasn't fair because, you know, Megan Thee Stallion. I know we're talking about two Megans here, but Megan Thee Stallion, okay? So what I'm trying to say is that, you know, that's not fair to all brothers because a lot of brothers that I know were hoping for Meg Thee Stallion's recovery when she had that situation with her getting shot and her saying she don't know who shot her. You know, sadly, yes, you had some trolling on the internet, some brothers trolling. I understand that, but nah, man. In general, we love that woman, and we hope for her safety as well. But I just hope that Megan Thee Stallion in the future just knows how to better pick her friends and seeks God on how to discern the right man that is trying to choose her.
Yeah.
You know, she's still a single woman. Okay? Single in the sense that she's unmarried. But in Meghan Markle's situation, that's a married woman. So if there's anybody that's going to protect her, it got to be her husband because that's a decision she made. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, so don't blame black men for I guess the lack of the sense of urgency to run to Meghan's aid. I mean, she didn't choose a black man as a husband.
Right.
Zacchaeus, any words on this before we get into our topic, man?
Let me tell you something. Meghan. Now we talk about Meghan that's married to Markle.
Prince Harry, Meghan Markle.
Prince Harry, Prince Harry, yeah. So, and I agree. I'm gonna segue on what you said. Once you choose, it's a decision you make. Yeah. And the decision is once you choose a husband. You become one. Yeah. And as a man, as being the head of the household, part of his duty is to protect you, the woman. So people saying black men come to her aid and let's go on her behalf, or her defense, let's defend her on her behalf, is a point where it's too. I won't say it's. Maybe I should choose the choice of words. She already made her decision already. Right. You know, and this is the card that she's dealt with. It's not a bad card. Right. But this is the results. Yeah. This is the results that you will get, depending on who you marry. Yeah. You know. So it's in a way it's like, okay. Sometimes people think that because who they marry, they get a pass on certain things. Right. They get a pass. Right. But no, well, listen. just because you're a sister, just because your brother, doesn't mean because you married somebody that's non-black, doesn't mean that you get a pass on racism.
Mm-hmm.
Enough said. Enough said. You know.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that
you're exempt. It doesn't mean you're exempt.
That they'll be like, okay, you're an exception. You're exempt, and you're an exception to the rule. No.
Nope.
Racism airs its ugly head here and there. Racism will always air its ugly head. No matter where you go, no matter if you marry into the royal family, don't matter if you marry a poor white family.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes there's people that will say things, and sometimes there's people that will not hold their tongue and calling you, N-word or saying something derogatory that you may get offended.
Yeah.
And you might get offended, and sometimes you may, and you won't want to lash out, but whoever you dealt with is married. I mean, I can go into it a little bit before I get into my next topic. I could go into it and say that one time I was tuned into the Steve Harvey show.
Yeah.
And in the morning, and this sister called, and there's a lady called the these are people that live in New York. They know who I'm talking about. If they know who 107, this is 107.5
WBLS
in New York City. WBLS in New York City.
Yep.
And there's a woman called Shirley Strawberry. Now Shirley Strawberry, sometimes they have the strawberry letter. Strawberry letter is people talking about the issues in dealing with man and women relationships. They will call in and they will talk about their relationships. And she'll read the letter. And she'll, as she read, she's giving you the story on their relationship.
Right.
On their relationship. So in this case, this sister, she was Shirley Strawberry read the letter, and she was like, and as Shirley Strawberry read the letter, it says, "Hi Steve, I want to get your answer. My husband is I'm a African American female. My husband is a white man, but he gets turned on by treating me like I'm a slave, like a wench. He gets off and he gets turned on by treating me like, and he calls me a wench and he calls me a slave. And he said he wants to be the man to have the whip in his hand and whip me and have his way with me and pretend.
Real quick, don't mean to cut you off. For proper context, because you didn't say this. This is a black woman and a white man.
Yeah.
Okay, continue.
Yes. So the white husband, I would say, white husband, he goes on and it treated like if you look up the word wench in slavery and know what it means,
bed wench.
Well, bed wench, and he gets turned on by that, and he says, "Steve, what should I do, sister?" And my response to that is, "Sister, you married him."
Yeah.
You married him.
Yep.
And Steve, Steve Harvey, I'm talking about, the host of the that's his show. He said, "Well, what do you expect? What do you not to say that all white men and married white women are this way, but if he's that way, what do you think he's gonna, what do you want me to say?
Right.
Because now you're married to him.
Right.
What do you want me to say?"
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is that Meghan Thee Stallion, but Meghan, that's married to
Meghan Markle.
The prince, Meghan Markle, he made her decision. Yeah. And that's it. You know what I'm saying? So
well, let me just say this.
That's what it is.
Meghan Markle and Prince Harry don't have that type of relationship, but the overall point is right. But the overall point is, he married her, so that's, she's married to him, so that's her protection. So for the rest of his life, or at least their marriage, he's gonna have to assume that role of protecting her. And I can't feel sorry for her. I have empathy, but I can't feel sorry for her. But I do have empathy, though. Some people may think I don't, but I do, because listen, she's got some real mental issues going on. I don't mean mental issues like that. I mean like she has there are things that she's dealing with that's trying to mentally break her down. That's what I'm trying to say. And I'm kind of concerned because she's well into her pregnancy, and I think she should not talk to any more press right now because of the stress. So for this, I'm just saying, even Chrissy Teigen was hoping, even she, that's John Legend's wife, also a model. She was like, she's concerned about that because, unfortunately, Chrissy Teigen had a miscarriage not too long ago. They had not a miscarriage, but they had a stillborn. Anyway, I hate to even talk about that, but the reason why I mentioned that is because she was showing her love for Meghan and saying, listen, don't end up like me. Don't end up like what happened to me and John. Please get your peace. So for the sake of that child that Meghan Markle's carrying, I want her to have that peace. So if that means they got to chill up in Tyler Perry's home a lot longer, so be it.
Well, big up to Tyler Perry. Big up to Tyler Perry for and his kindness. Tyler Perry's kindness stretches a long way. So big up to Tyler Perry. God bless you, Tyler.
Yeah, I just don't want nobody saying anything crazy about black people and regarding her, because here you have a black man by the name of Tyler Perry who didn't have to do this, but he basically lent his security and his care for that family. And I just hope that family respects and appreciate that. There are many sisters out here who don't have that help. I'm sure they would want that help too.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
So, all right. I'm gonna move on. I hope my message didn't get cloudy there. But I just wanted to address some things. Shout outs to Cheryl Underwood.
Yes.
Shout outs to Cheryl Underwood.
Big up to Cheryl. Yeah, definitely.
All right, let's get into the topic. I'm gonna let you lead on it. What we talking about for the rest of the show?
Register. We're talking about the 5 love languages. That's 5 love languages. Mm-hmm. Yes.
All right. Name them off.
Yeah. And the number 1 is words of affirmation.
Give an example.
Number 2 is quality. Words of affirmation mean that some people in a relationship like compliments.
Yeah.
No,
like, baby, you pretty. You look good in that dress.
Yeah, baby, you pretty.
You smell good.
Yeah, or for a man, oh yeah, exactly. Or for a woman, some men like compliments. So some men like, oh, you look handsome today. I like you in that suit.
Yeah.
Or for women, baby, I love your hair.
Yeah.
I love your hair, and I like the way how you look. Oh, I like the way how you're wearing those spandex pants. Or I like the way you're wearing that dress.
Yeah.
Or I love those shoes, baby. Oh man, you know how to dress. Those are words of affirmation.
Yeah.
And some people like spending quality time. That's another word of affirmation. That's another love language. Quality time. Doesn't matter. Yes. So it doesn't matter if you. Yeah. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. For each thing that you mentioned, I was just asking for a breakdown. So for quality time, explain briefly the importance of quality time.
Oh, well, quality time is, some people like their love to be expressed by spending quality time. Mm-hmm. Meaning that, it doesn't have to be lavish. It don't have to, when you go spend quality time, it don't have to be going out to an expensive restaurant. It don't have to be, or an expensive play. When this pandemic passes over, or it don't have to be. It's just a time we can walk in a park, and we can. But all my time is with you. Mm-hmm. For some women, they love that quality time. You don't have to spend a lot of money, but you can just, that time that you have to make her laugh, to make her smile, to go to a movie, to hold her hand and walk in the mall, or you could take it, or you exercise together, or you spend 2 to 3 hours watching a nice program on TV, or that's quality time, or you eat a nice dinner at home and you're talking face to face without the TV on. That's quality time. Some people their love to be expressed that way. That's another love language,
Yeah.
So, yeah, and receiving gifts is another one. Receiving gifts. Some people like expensive. Some people like gifts. Like, in other words, when they look forward to, like, some women during special occasions, they look forward to certain gifts. Or some men look forward to, you bought me this suit, baby. They love their love language to be expressed that way. When you buy a gift,
let me chime in on that.
Or you buy, or you.
Let me
Let
me chime in on that, because that can get communicated wrong for some of the listeners. It's the thought, right? So I had a woman tell me it's not about the price, it's about the thought. So gift flowers. If your woman likes chocolates. Not just, oh baby, let's go shopping at Dolce and Gabbana and get Gucci and Louis Vuitton and stuff like that. It's not about that.
Yeah, man.
A gift simply of getting her favorite food that she likes to eat, getting her favorite cup of coffee. Those type of things are appreciated. Just like for men, a woman might
little things.
Yeah, a woman says, "Hey, I bought you your favorite chocolate bar that you like. I know you like tacos. I'm gonna get tacos." So, right. Hey, that cologne you like, I bought you another bottle. So that type of stuff. You know why? Because those gifts require attention to detail about your spouse.
Right.
What they appreciate, other than just you buying the gift, that's whether it's material or not, the gesture and the fact that you were listening.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That shows the love. That's the love part of that language. It sounds material, but the love part of that language is the drive and the appreciation behind it to actually do that.
Yes.
Go ahead, Zacchaeus. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so when receiving gifts, it's like the simplest things. I bought an outfit, but I also bought an outfit for you, baby. And that just simple things like that could mean a lot. Those who love their language, to be their love to be expressed that way is, receiving gifts. And everybody's different. And the next one is acts of services. Acts of services meaning that, well, I'm gonna fix a car for you, or it can mean I'm gonna
iron your clothes.
Go shopping for you. Yeah, I'm gonna iron your clothes for you, or let me just, baby, let me just
cook for you.
Fix up. Yes. Oh yes. Oh yeah. Let me cook for you, or let me just let me see what I could do. Let me go outside this garden, the flowers for you, or just make a garden for you, or let me just go and just build a little garage so you can put your stuff in, so you can put some supplies in, or let me just those are gifts, acts of services. Some people they love to be expressed that way. That means they feel love when you do services for them. That means that means you love them. To them, that means that she's showing my love language. And the last but not least is physical touch.
That's the best one.
Some people love affection. Yeah, some people love affection.
Yeah,
they love affection.
You know why?
Hugging,
because
kissing.
because that's the most non-verbal way of showing love. Because if I'm spending quality time, I'm talking about with my lady, right? If I'm spending quality time with my lady, and within that quality time I'm showing the affection, we don't have to even say a word to each other. It's not. I don't mean like being rude. What I mean is we're chilling out, watching a movie. We holding each other. You know, I devoted my time to her, but then I'm also giving her affection at the same time. So that's how, you know, you can physically feel love, because scientifically they said that physical love, and we're not talking about sex here, but just that physical touch and that love, there's something with the heart, there's something with the what they say, with the chemistry of I think they said people feel a sense of calmness and a relaxing heartbeat, and also heightens in healing and recovery with the physical touch and stuff like that. There's a mental connection, you know, so there's something going on. There's something spiritual going on too. You know what I'm saying? That's why you need to be mindful of who you giving your affection to. You know what I'm saying? It better be to your spouse. It better be to your husband or your wife. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
you know what I mean.
And,
Go ahead, Zacchaeus. You're the married man here, so you could speak more to this than I can. I'm a single man. I'm not in a relationship, so you go ahead.
Well, yeah. You gotta know your partner. You gotta know your spouse. You gotta know your spouse. You gotta know your mate.
Yeah.
If you don't know, it's like the song. If you don't know me by now, you'll never know me.
Yeah.
If I don't want to think about but anyway, you have to know. You gotta know your spouse, meaning that, or your mate, meaning that if you don't know her love language, if you know that I know my wife, she likes spending time, so I do my best to try to spend time with her, and she knows that I like physical touch, so she tries her best to hug me, to show me affection, and things like, so basically once you get to know your mate, once you get to know them, I really emphasize that always get to know the love language of the person that you are serious with, or the person you're trying to build a future with, or the person you're trying to settle down with, or marry, or most likely marry, because that's important. Love languages you may take it lightly, ladies and gentlemen, but love languages are so important in anybody. It doesn't matter where you're from. It doesn't matter where you're from. It doesn't matter what race you are. Love language is important for any successful relationship.
Now,
as far as marriage, yes.
Now talk about the challenges that may come with that when none of those love languages are a favorite, because not all persons think that all of those love languages are a necessity for them. I'm sure they love all of them and appreciate them, but a woman and a man can have their top three. What happens in a relationship when a woman and a man don't get their top three? Talk about the challenges of that.
Well, I know. Well, for one, if you know your wife likes spending time, but you don't spend time with her, you're always on your social media, you're always out, you're always and you're always gone. She don't see you. Most of the time, you say, no, nothing wrong with going to work, but I'm just saying you're always gone. Even when you're not at work, you're always gone.
Yeah.
Or you're always hanging out with your friends instead of spending time with her. That could be a problem in their relationship. She can feel that, well, you don't love me because you don't spend time with me. That's an example, Or for some people, it's receiving gifts. You go out and let's say you go out and you buy something for yourself, and you have a spouse at home that and you come home, and then she asks you, well, this is for men and women, or she asks you, oh, how you doing? Oh, and women, she might ask you, oh, did you buy one for me? You didn't. Love language, that she likes gifts too. That it's a thought that counts. So if you're gonna pick up something for yourself, you go pick up something for you. These are the little things that's very vital in relationships, that can carry relationship a long way. Little things. It don't have to be nothing. people think it's lavish gifts to get your partner. No, but it's the little things like that can make a big difference in one's relationship. You know, or for example, this is a big one: physical touch. Now there have some couples they have one person in the relationship maybe that might not be so affectionate, you know, or they don't show their spouse's affection at all, or they don't show their mate or their boyfriend, girlfriend, they don't show affection at all. And you very well know that your man loves affection, he loves to hug and cuddle, but you don't want it, but you're like, you know, I don't want to, not all the time. Oh, get away from me. You keep pushing them off, That becomes a strain in a relationship. And that becomes a complaint.
That can kill a relationship. I'm gonna just say this. So, not having that and not having first of all, in order to have physical touch, effectively, quality time has to be there. Okay, because if you ain't there, you can't touch me. I can't touch you. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to the affection part, those those typically go hand in hand. The physical touch and the quality time. Those go hand in hand. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of hard to have one without the other.
Yeah.
So
it is.
So before things get deep, or maybe even early on, because listen, when you're a certain age, man, you ain't got time to be figuring out and wasting time. Would you agree that?
True.
Would you agree that love languages have to be communicated in the beginning, as far as when it comes to compatibility and matchmaking? These are something that people should know in the dating stage. Hey, you know, what are your love languages? Because if your love language is physical touch. I say affection because when we say physical touch, that's what we mean. Although affection is a vague term too, but we mainly mean physical touch. So if somebody's love language is physical touch, and her love language is not, then guess what? That's not gonna work.
You know, a lot of couples sometimes in the beginning, people you're getting to know each other in the beginning. You're getting to know each other in the beginning, so you're not gonna know that right away.
No, but I'm saying, should you communicate that? Should you ask?
I mean, you could ask. Nothing wrong with asking.
Right.
You know, because if you do ask, I mean, that right there can open great conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Because the thing is that, you know, when people and couples only, or when you start dating, they only share that when they know their relationship is getting serious or deep. They will start going into what my partner likes, you get to observe your partner, because now you're getting to know them better. As time goes on, you're getting to know them better. And that only, and you know, love languages is, you know, especially when you're getting serious with somebody, or you know that this is the one for you, then you get to know them, and this is where and then you get to know your partner. Then you're like, okay, this is where my love language. This is what I know what she likes, or this is what I know what he likes. You know, and as time goes on, you get to know their love language. What's the emphasis of that? I mean, you could ask it in the beginning, but I know when I first started dating we were not married yet, and I didn't know nothing about love languages, and I didn't really express that at all. Neither did she. So it's more like as time went on, and through the course of time, then you know what that person likes, and then eventually they express it to you, what that person, you know, what she likes or what you like. You know, so you know, I love spending time with you. She might say, oh, I like spending. You know what? I don't care where we go. This is how you know your partner. Especially when she says, we don't have to spend no money. Let's just go to a park and just walk, or let's just go. It's a nice sunny day. Let's just go to a park and just enjoy the sunshine and just enjoy the view. That's a person that loves.
Let's take a long walk. around the park after dark.
Yeah. Jill Scott.
Shout
yeah,
out to
man.
Jill Scott.
I'm telling you. Yeah, so that's what it is. Or for example, you're walking in the mall, and your boyfriend likes clothes. He's a big, he likes clothes, man. Just like looking nice in the clothes. So you're walking in the mall, you got a little money on you. So you're like, oh, you know what, you look good in that shirt. By you buying him that shirt, you got him excited. He likes receiving gifts. That's his love language. Or acts of services. Acts of services. You go, your lady said she was telling you off. She kept on telling you, "Oh, when you gonna do this? When you gonna put up those pictures for me on the wall? When you gonna and you voluntarily do it, and that just brightens her whole day. That's acts of services,
Hey,
So,
I'm sorry.
man.
Well, you care to kind of share what yours are for the listener, because I'm sure they would like an interesting perspective without getting too personal. But would you like to tell them what your top 3 is out of the 5?
Oh man, well, my top 3 is my my first one is physical touch. I think that, but then my second one would be words of affirmation, and then my third one would be quality time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Care to tell what your wife's love languages are? You don't have to, but just a perspective, because I'm pretty sure Oh, Zacchaeus, where you at? Oh God, his audio. Zacchaeus. Went through the whole entire show without a technical difficulty. Zacchaeus, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. You can hear me good?
Okay, yeah, go ahead. What's your wife's?
Yeah, I would say her love language is
top 3.
Quality time. Yeah. Top 3: quality time, acts of services, and the third one would be I would say the third one would be physical touch.
Okay,
that's what I would say.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I had to say it because this is not, yeah.
Well, see,
I had to say it, man.
The point I made was that y'all have stuff that is in common, even if everything isn't in common, but y'all have love languages, your top 3 love languages. There are things that are in common there, and that's what helps. And that's my point, is that this stuff gotta be communicated, because before you go any further. You have situations where people marry and then they say, "Yo, man, she ain't even affectionate." I'm like, dude, you didn't know that before you got married? So, Yeah. Listen, men and women are not mind readers. This whole passive aggressive nature is just trash. You got to say what you feel. You do. You know what I'm saying? You got to say what you're feeling.
This generation is like that. Yeah, man.
Well, this generation is finished.
You know what it is? They're not, they assume. You can't assume that person, it's because you're hanging out with that girl or you're hanging out with that guy that they're with you.
Yeah.
You can't assume that. You can't assume that because we hang out on the weekends. That's my girl. That's my dude. You can't. You got to verbalize it. You got to let them know. You can't assume. You cannot live by assumptions. You got to be sure. You gotta, if you want to make it official, you say it, baby. I want me and you exclusive, nobody else. You got to express it. You gotta let them know. No, I'm second guessing. We're sorta dating. No. It's gotta be. You gotta make it affirmative. Yeah, man. Yeah. So these are the 5 love languages, man, and now, hope people that tune into the show with I hope it bless somebody. Oh yeah, yeah. I hope this what I'm speaking about the five love languages bless somebody to take heed. I hope it was a blessing to somebody and they should be able to take heed to it. So um yeah, so that's my words for the day, man. I mean, the five love languages. Yeah.
Right. All right. Good show. Hopefully what we've discussed today has helped. And we'll just leave it here. Hey, anything you want to last say about everything we talked about today before we close this out?
Yeah, I just want to say that man, I'm just happy to have another episode and be able to have the viewers, have the people out there that tune in.
Yeah.
Thank you for tuning in, and me and Fifth for coming up with more material. So we look forward for people just tuning into our podcast, and we thank you for whoever's listening. We thank you for tuning into our podcast right now. So God bless.
Yeah. All right, give out your social medias out, man. Let them know where they can reach you.
Yeah, you can reach me at Zacchaeus B73 on Instagram. You can also reach me on Facebook, Wayne Backus on Facebook. Also on Twitter, Wayne Backus 2 on Twitter. Yeah.
All right. Y'all can get at me at the Fifth General. Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at the Fifth General. All right. See y'all next week for another exciting episode of Mrs. Z and Fifth. Peace out, y'all.